Hi, welcome to the Consumer Protection session for JA Personal Finance. My name is Carly and I'm here with Junior Achievement to help prepare you for your financial future. So when we're talking about consumer protection, we want to make sure that you feel comfortable that your assets and your resources are well protected from any possible threats. A lot of times in our personal finance lessons, we compare our financial futures to getting physically fit. And when you're getting very physically fit and you're exercising, you can do all of that great hard work, but if an injury comes in, it could disrupt your growth and your healthy development. Same thing when it comes to your finances. We want to make sure that we're doing as much as possible to protect our finances when we're doing anything online or dealing with any of our assets. And I want you to think, have you or anyone you know ever gotten in trouble for something you've posted online? It's the same thing when it comes to our finances. We have to think about making sure that everything we're putting online isn't going to potentially impact our financial futures. So to get us warmed up and to start thinking about consumer protection, we're going to watch a quick video with some tips for securing your identity.
Cybersecurity threats are all around us, from hackers causing mischief to organized crime syndicates pursuing financial gain to nation-states conducting espionage. In this cybersecurity video, we will cover some best practices to secure your identity. Social engineering is the clever manipulation of the natural human tendency of trust in order to obtain information to help facilitate fraud, network intrusion, system disruption, or identity theft. Cybersecurity threats mainly focus on two forms of social engineering: phishing, the practice of using emails, texts, and phone calls that appear to be from a reputable source in order to obtain personal information or influence an action. Impersonation, posing as a trusted person or source with the goal of obtaining information or access to a person, company, or computer system. To prevent social engineering, be vigilant at all times. If something seems suspicious, it probably is. Verify the source. Know who you are talking to before sharing personal information. If you recognize a scam, report it. Sharing too much information with too many people or in unsecure ways can expose you to a variety of security threats. Oversharing can lead to stolen passwords, data breaches, and leaked personal or financial information. To ensure safety when online, ask yourself, is what I'm going to share personal or confidential information? Assume that any information you share on a social network site is public. Do not share information online that you would not share in person. Only connect to secure wireless hotspots. Make sure to sign off the wireless network when you are no longer using it. Use privacy settings and limit the amount of personal information you post online. Do not add strangers to your social media sites. Before you accept an invitation to connect, ensure the person is who they say they are. Phishing emails are a prominent social engineering tactic used by cybercriminals and something you are likely to encounter on the job. Many times, a phishing message arrives from what seems like a known source. The message may notify you that a package has shipped, that you need to update your personal information on a website, or that you won a prize. Something too good to be true. However, behind that harmless-looking email might be a phishing link or malware that can be dangerous. Therefore, it is important you understand and adhere to the following security practices for recognizing, preventing, reporting, and recovering from phishing. Cybercriminals use graphics in email that appear to be connected to legitimate websites, but actually take you to phony scam sites or legitimate-looking pop-up windows. They may contain spelling errors or bad grammar. If you notice multiple mistakes in an email, it might be a scam. Cybercriminals are becoming more sophisticated, and their phishing emails are becoming more professional looking too. They may include questionable links or fake websites. If you receive a suspicious email message and it prompts you to click on a link, hover over the link. If the link does not match the name in your email, or if the link points to a website or company you have never heard of or visited before, this could be a phishing attempt. Be on the lookout for threats or rewards. Emails that threaten account closure or offer you a special deal could be from a cyber criminal. If you receive an email that urges you to take action by threatening or offering you some kind of reward, be careful. Don't trust the address on the from line. If an email looks like it came from someone you know, but it does not sound like something they would send, contact them via another direct email to verify it. Cyber criminals can make the from address appear to be any email address they want. This is a technique called spoofing. To prevent being phished, follow these and other smart security practices. Enable email security features for all of your accounts. Programs like Microsoft's Outlook and Office 365 let you filter and automatically delete junk emails, create safe and blocked sender lists, and when enabled, report and block suspicious emails. Recognize credential phishing sites. If you click on a link in an email and it takes you to a site prompting you for your credentials, proceed with caution. Examine the address bar to ensure it links to a legitimate website, portal, or other web property. Always use a secure network when logging into any websites that ask for your credentials. Make sure security software is up to date on your devices. Never give out personal information. If you think you have been phished, below are ways you can recover from a scam even if you have provided information to the attacker. Use antivirus software to scan your machine. Update passwords, including email, online merchants, and social media pages. Contact your bank and credit card companies. If you disclosed any payment or personal information to the scammers, contact your financial institutions to obtain new cards. While people will likely remain the weakest link in the cybersecurity chain, following the practices shared in this video will help mitigate risk and maintain a more secure, productive environment.
So we can think about the way our finances live online and how we put ourselves online as a digital tattoo. Whatever we're posting or publicizing online has its mark there, and even if we delete it, it's possible that it has been stored or saved in some way. So the ways to protect our digital tattoo are to make sure we're not putting our phone number, address, or social security number on social media. Next is making sure that our passwords have a mix of numbers, symbols, and capital and lowercase letters, and making sure we use a different password for each account. While that can be a little extra work, if one website got hacked into and your information was revealed, that same person could go onto any other website and log in. Negative, inappropriate, or abusive posts reflect poorly on you, so think about before you share. Something we need to consider when we're thinking about consumer protection is identity theft. Identity theft is a crime that occurs when someone uses your name, social security number, credit card number, or other personal information without your permission. So let's think about if someone were to break into a home. What is evidence that we would have that somebody broke into a home? Think about that. Well, we usually would know if the door was broken in or if things were missing. Same kind of principles will apply if we're thinking about how do I know if I was hacked online? Well, you can always look at your credit report. So if you watched our credit lesson, a credit report is a record of all of your personal financial transactions or your credit history. So if you were to research this and find that things that you did not spend were on your account, then you have rights that you need to know to use to make sure you get those assets back. So There's 3 major consumer reporting agencies: Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion, and you can get a copy of your credit report from each of these agencies every 12 months. But there's lots of other resources from your credit card companies and banks in addition to that. You also have the right to dispute inaccurate or fraudulent information, and Consumer Reporting Agency is required to investigate disputes. So it is always possible that even if you were doing your best to stay vigilant, that your finances can be compromised online. So you always need to keep track of that kind of stuff. Something that I saw in the news the other day from the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office is that on social media, people were posting questions that would say, what's your favorite dog's or your favorite animal's name? What's your favorite restaurant? Who was your first teacher? Lots of questions that people often use for passwords, so that then hackers could guess what your password is based on your answer that you put on social media. So really think about what you're posting and what the impact of posting that could be, especially for your finances and for your private information. So we'll play a quick quiz game. During this game, each question is going to have several different choices. I want you to select the right choice that would help to protect personal finances. So let's look at the first question. How can a credit score be improved? A, make a plan to pay bills on time. B, try to pay off debts as soon as possible. C, apply for a loan to pay off credit debt. Or D, A and B. I'll give you about 5 seconds. All right, so what do we think? And yes, the answer is D. If we continue to pay our bills on time, after a while our credit score will start to go up if we're making improvements. And then B, try to pay off debts as soon as possible. The less debt that we owe, that ratio of debt to credit, the more that we get, higher our credit score will be. Number 2, what is the best way to protect a digital tattoo? A, delete offensive posts. B, think carefully before sharing online. C, post anything as long as it's honest. Or D, use a fake name. All right, and if you thought B, you are correct. Best way to protect it is to avoid doing any of these behaviors before you even post. Number 3, what is the best plan if you accidentally respond to an email requesting personal information? A, contact your bank and tell them to set an alert on your account. B, monitor your credit report for suspicious activity. C, nothing, the damage has been done. Or D, A and B. And D is going to be our correct answer. A is the perfect first step. As soon as you think there is suspicious activity, we'll contact the bank and tell them to set an alert on your account. And then B, you'll want to check your credit report to make sure that there hasn't been any spending on your account that has potentially been compromised. All right, number 4, how should suspicious charges on a credit card be handled? A, notify the credit card company. B, call the store where the suspicious charge occurred. C, cut up the credit card. Or D, track down the person who makes the changes, who made the charges. And the correct answer is A. You're going to want to notify the credit card company as soon as possible so that they can manage that process for you. All right, great job on those questions. To cool us down, we're going to review a few important topics when it comes to consumer protection. First, the choices people make online leave a mark, like a digital tattoo. Second, that tattoo can have a positive or negative effect on how you are seen by others. And finally, sharing personal information online can be risky for your personal finances. So thank you so much for joining us, and we are so glad that you took part in Junior Achievement's online personal finance lesson. Have a good one.